This could be working. Could be working. I don't know. I don't know. Work on it. I hope you're good. I hope your day is good. Was good. All that. We've had like many more notifications on the Discord today, which is kind of interesting, I guess. Cybersect, hi, work on it. Good time zone. Hi. Good hello. I did the thing. And then I reverted the reversion. And yeah. Stony, hi, work on it. I kinda did, yeah. I kinda did. Oh, god damn. Everything is broken. Me, the apps, everything is broken. But me more. How's everything? How's the day? How's the time zone? How's the work? These and fully revert the app, and I did. So yeah. No, the streak on Twitch is preserved unless you miss the stream, but the streak for me with that thing that pops at the top is infinite. So you can not be here for like, I don't know, 16 years, and if I still stream, it will still be there. So yeah. Nonetheless, I didn't know. I didn't know if I would revert the entire thing, and then I did. I reverted 9 commits over the past, like, which were spanning over the past, like, I think 4 to 5 days. And I tried again, and it didn't work. So I pulled back from the commits that happened before. So now I reverted the revert. I went back and then I went back forward. Good job, me. And now we have the same thing that we had before, but still broken. And I tried to fix it and it didn't work. So I reverted again, and now it's still the same thing, but it's still broken. And I'm trying something new, and it still doesn't work. I'm reaching the point where file itself, being like almost 4,000 lines of code, is too big for the assistant that I'm using. So yeah, I'm running in the exact same issue that Chris is running in, or Stoney is running in as well. That's because the code base is massive. So yeah, uh, yeah. That is the thing. So I'll see if I can figure it out. At least I have something that works, but it doesn't really work. The issue that I have today is the syncing in between devices works, but then sometimes you like digress progress instead of increase progress, which I don't understand. So, for example, if I have this right there, Chris, hi, what about it? If I have this right there with my full progress, all of these are fully mastered characters. Here, it's not the case. If I log into the iPad, which is not the case right now, and I have a sync going on, there is a high probability for me, or from this point, to have these elements revert back to a previous like version of the progress. Meaning that if you made progress somewhere and it's synced to another device that didn't really have that progress in the first place, there is a probability of it reverting. And I don't really understand why that's happening, but it is happening, so I need to figure that out. Again, the reason being, or at least what I understand on my side, which is limited as always, is going to be the whole thing is too massive for the AI to kind of understand the full context. But also, it is a lot of teeny tiny things, tiny blocks that could be different files, and it's not the case. So instead of having to read the entire file once, I should have to read just a sync specific block and then fix that. But that's not the case. So I'm trying to do that now, but it's more complicated than You need to go eat. Yes, yes. I was about to say I've had a bit of an issue yesterday, but no, it was fine. It was okay. It was okay. Nonetheless, it's working now. I have like some base syncing system right there, which is the same thing that we had last week on one day. That's last week for me. So yeah, I have some sad news for myself, which is my Japanese classes on Saturday is not there because it's uh, the holidays. But obviously, I don't know. I'm not in school usually, so I don't know when holidays happen. So I have holidays on Saturday, and then my teacher is on holiday the next week, so she's not available until the 30th. So I have no Japanese practice in class with a teacher for the next 2 weeks, basically, or technically a bit more than that, but yeah. So that that's gonna be annoying for me. I'm really struggling with Japanese right now. It's not good. I'm really sad. Anna, hi, welcome in. How are you? How have you been? And it's I really feel like I'm losing progress, which is what pisses me off the most. I used to be okay and pretty good at being able to read, being able to speak and have like a bit of a conversation with someone and my teachers as well. And now uh, I don't have the brain power to work on so many things anymore. I'm old, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Um, uh, Kat, I feel you are alternating each of you, like both of you. Like you go back to Italy, and then she's there, and then you know, uh, come back, and then they go back there, and back and forth. Congrats, Chris. That is pretty good. 25 is pretty good. That's more than Larkham. Now, I guess I don't know. We haven't seen any of the announcement for Creek from Larkham in a while. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But then you said that you don't like to have like the house for yourself. I mean, you do like to have the house for yourself, but you don't like to have the house alone or to be in the house alone. It's weird. Basically, hi, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? How's everything? I have a lot of A's right there. Two A's, one S, two C's. That is interesting. That yeah, that's interesting. Um, yeah. Yeah. Well, the good thing about the fact that we now have this thing at the top that is a streak tracker is that you can't lose your streak. You will lose your streak on Twitch, but you won't lose your streak here. However, Chris, hi, up on it. The streak above me is only if you chat. If you just lurk, it doesn't count. But that's an incentive. All that. All that. So, stuck in bed with the flu, that's no good. Um, that is no good. Yeah, I mean, you like to have a presence. That sounds weird. Around you to know that it's someone a little safer. It's weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's normal. It makes sense, you know. I have one good news, which is not that. That
Mom!
the domain is now working. It is fixed, I think. I mean, I'm saying that as if, yes, it's fixed. So now that's working. Yay me. Yay me. Yeah, that you said that you have a thing with the domain, and therefore that reminded me of that. It happens. It happens, but that's good. That's good. We have a domain for the Bomb UI kit, which is really good, and it's gonna be an accessible element for like hiring as well. Like there is a ton of companies that are requiring or requesting a designer that is known for design system and UI kits, and it seems in the past I have applied to companies where sending this link and didn't check because I thought it was working and it wasn't. So therefore they just clicked on the link and the link was just dead. Therefore that's just like a disqualification really quickly because, you know, I mean, sending a dead link is that's kind of dumb on me. So, but now it's fixed. If I apply to somewhere else, eventually have a good link. That's good. Maybe, you know. Yeah, damn. And you can't decide what to use, either Vue or Blade. I have never heard of Blade, so I mean, would say Vue. And also, I know you have used Vue in the past, so I feel like it would be easier, better. I don't know. On the other thing, by the way, which is pretty interesting, um, Google Gemini 2.5, the latest version of their AI, generated a file for me that they basically classified as a TypeScript file, even though it was for Swift. And it seems the syntax of Swift UI is understood in TypeScript as well. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it was just an AI the fuck around. But you know, it's interesting. Yeah, if you're sending application and you have a portfolio, it would be way helpful. I agree with that. Agree with that. Stony, are you doing the exact same thing that you did 2 years ago, where you need, you know, that's bad. That that PC is bad. I hate it. I hate this PC. I see. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it, right? Someone else is making more progress than you based on the language that they have because they have potentially a better understanding of the language itself. But maybe if you are currently using Vue and you know of another dev on stream that has or that uses Vue currently, maybe, maybe it would remotivate you to do something with Vue instead. I don't know. I don't know what you're currently using. I forgot. I think it's Vue, but I don't know. But it's interesting that you started with Blade and I've never heard of Blade before. So yeah. No, I mean, kinda, I will let him have fun for sure, for sure. It's just the app was supposed to be released and then decided to change the code base, and then the app was supposed to be released and then decided to change the code base again, and now the app is supposed to be released and decided to change the code base again. Mm, that seems like a pattern, you know. That's all I'm saying. Um, I have never heard of any of these things, Chris. I do not know. Uh, no, I know you're just doing like the domain thing, but it feels interesting. Like I maybe that's the macOS elitist in me. It's not the case, but it feels interesting to mix multiple languages into the same project, at least in my head. Like to have the app in view and then the front end something else, and maybe the domain thing in whatever Blade is. And um, it's just it feels weird to me. But maybe that's just a me thing, where by default and by definition, because I'm working with SwiftUI, I don't have the ability to do anything else. I can't really mix and match. I mean, I could, but it's better to not. So I don't know. I don't know. Nonetheless, nonetheless, we've had like some news to talk about. Really quickly, let me see if I can have access to this thing. If I saved it, I fear I didn't. There is like multiples that are interesting. I think I liked it. I sent it in the Discord anyway, so that's something anymore already. Anyways, first news, which is pretty interesting. If you are a subscriber of the YouTube channel, you have had a double notification today at the exact same time. I'm sorry about that, but that happens. So the first Figma Bootcamp has been released and is now available on YouTube. This is the introduction, which just goes over how the app is laid out and what is the content, but that's about it. Like nothing more than this. It also have the third episode that has been sent to the Patreon already, so that is pretty good so far. I think, and that's good news, I guess. Second news, which is debatable news. I don't know how I like it, not like it. I feel like I don't like it, but apparently Modify has been acquired by Figma, and I kind of hate it. Alpha, hi, welcome in. It aims at designer new to Figma and devs new to Figma. It kind of aims at anyone new to Figma. Like the goal is to ensure that anyone that is looking to learn how Figma works, can have like a go at it and look at it. So yeah, that's the thing. But also welcome back, Alpha. Um, yeah, good job, good job. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second as well, Chris. That's the thing. Survival, hi. So this is kind of bad. Modify was pretty interesting. We had a full video on YouTube about Modify and what it is, how it works. This is basically an interesting tool. The thing that I see on my side is the fact that they have had no activities since December 6th, 2024. So it's been like it's been like 5 months, 4 months of post, nothing since there. So I'm guessing they started to have the discussion about getting acquired about 6 months ago, and therefore that happened. So yeah, that's the thing. Nonetheless, Modify is a very interesting tool that use a lot of AI and a lot of shaders, I would say, to create things in a Canva that is like some sort of an infinite Canva. guessing, again, based on the acquisition, Figma is going to either kill them and they saw them as a competition. That's why they just acquired, like Adobe used to do. And then, after that, potentially they will use something like this to integrate inside of Figma directly. So, we will see how that happens. Let me read the chat because I'm seeing that I'm getting tagged. Um, what do you mean? Can you add this one? What do you mean? Like, can you add this? The daijoubu is something. Oh, I can't see that. That's what you say. There. Where is it? Where is it? Send me a link to the emote and I will add it. Yes. I don't know which one it is. Uh, send link. Send link on 7TV or where it's TV, and I will add it. Yes. 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 100%. 100%. That's the thing. Modify has been acquired by Figma, which is debatable in my point of view, not good. In Figma's point of view, potentially good. The thing is, based on what we've had seen today and basically yesterday, I'll go back up. This happened where Figma basically sent an email to the people at Lovable because dev mode is apparently a trademarked name from Figma, and that seems like the dumbest move that they could do. This is, to me, again, really bad. Oh, that's the what I see. I see. I see. Can you? That's it. Yeah, that's it. So, right. Um. Apparently, yes. Apparently, dev mode is a trademark of Figma, which makes absolutely no sense. And to me, dev mode should be called inspect. But because Sketch has inspect, I'm guessing this is the reason why they couldn't. But Figma is a design tool, so it's supposed to like hand off the design to the devs, and therefore dev mode kind of makes sense. But at the end of the day, if it was called handoff, that would have made way more sense for a designer point of view, because the designer is the type of people that are using the tool most of the time. The devs are accessing the handoff feature. That makes a lot more sense. But it's just, it makes no sense. It's a dumb move from them. And it really showcase or highlight the fact that right now, either they are extremely scared or they absolutely lost the way that Figma became popular and appreciated. Because, you know, like in the beginning, we liked it because it was better than Sketch and better than Adobe XD. But now it's not. It's okay. It's fine. But I don't know how to feel about it. Other than the fact that it seems Figma is really, really bad right now, and it has been really, really bad. The fact that they have like collateral payment from the failed acquisition from Adobe made them even worse. However, they have shipped a ton of teeny tiny adjustment and things in the past year, so that's interesting, but also not good. I don't like it. I think at the end of the day, again, I agree with my point, obviously, but dev mode should be for the devs, and I think the words dev and mode have been plugged together into plenty of other tools before Figma existed. So yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't see this going well for Figma in any way. Chipotle, hi, what morning? Um, I don't. I mean, I disagree with Figma though. I think handoff or inspect or um something else, I don't know, would be good. If you want like an open source version of Figma, you can go with Penpot. Um, no, Chris, no, no. Penpot has been an interesting, I'd say, option. It's not good, but it's not bad either. They just added like some of the new versions of some of the new features that Figma has, which are like the latest one have been the design tokens. And it is pretty interesting. They are doing things much better than some, um, like some of the Figma features, but it's it's interesting. It has like a better handoff dev mode. I wish they called it dev mode, but it's really good. The good thing is because it is open source ish. It's you know, it's pretty interesting. However, I don't like it, but that's because I'm just not used to it when it comes to the whole interface. And god damn it, the the use case and all the things that we have tried in the past. Um, it it makes sense, right? It works, but it also kind of fucks your entire pitch, kind of fucks your entire brain model when you are used to Figma and you're like, um, yeah, that. Oh, god damn, 5 questions. Mm-hmm. Oh, for fuck's sake. Send me nothing. That is a good representation of how to kill your onboarding. This is bad. Like I don't want to answer 16 question before I I can enter this thing. But yeah, but let's. This is the penpot interface, which is really similar. I'm guessing you have like frames, rectangle, like basically the same thing. Overall, the UI is similar. The way that they have the rollers are really similar. You have layers, assets, and tokens. Tokens is the new thing, and then design, prototype, and inspect. All that good. We really have like the same behaviors, the same thing, the same content, and the inspector behaves the same way. So if you just have the need for a self-hosted or an open source version of Figma for free, this is pretty good. I don't know exactly how good it works in terms of live edit with multiple peoples. Multiple peoples. I can't speak. But overall, it is a very interesting and good-looking app. It just works. So yeah, that's a good thing, I'd say. You know, pretty good. And I think they have added some sort of a plugin thing earlier. So earlier last year. That's a thing, nonetheless. They're the same. You still have like the same behavior, the same kind of anchors, responsiveness. I think auto layout is not necessarily a thing. Um, it is. They have flex layouts, which is flex, which makes more sense again for devs because that's how things are supposed to be named. And yeah, so yeah, nonetheless, that pen pot's pretty good. So I was saying. um, and Kenna, yes, if you have questions, god damn it, if you if you if you have questions about design and things specific, like a thing that you want me to take a look at, today's a good day for that. What's up? Yeah, components are there as well. And I mean, everything that Figma has is available in Penbot. So on on Monday, we're on the learning day. Officially, today is a creation day, so it's a pretty good thing if I need to create something. And on Friday is a review day, which is the best option. But you know, it depends on what you want to do. Yeah, like Wednesdays and Fridays are good for reviews. Better in terms of the schedule. Any day is good, but it depends. It depends. But yeah, other than that, not much. This has popped up on my feed, and I like it. Yeah, work on it. Have a good luck then. And I feel like I did that on Stoney's app at some point as a design experiment, and then isn't like glass, nor does he like rounded stuff. But we didn't use it. But I feel like we did something like this. I like it a lot. Personally, specifically the pink. The pink is really good. And the highlight itself is really nice. There is like a bit of a detail, which is like each of these elements are in a slot. What you can see here, I mean, you can't necessarily see. Anyways, we did something in not muted. Just I spoke too low, therefore there was like a bit of a clipping. We probably do have like a bit of a thing on the side. It was basically the outline is simulating the fact that there is a bit of a perspective view on this, which, you know, do we still have it? I doubt it. I doubt we do. I doubt we do. Yeah. No, we don't. We don't have these. Basically, what happens is you have this, which is your container, and then on top of that, there is like a secondary option, and this one has like it's a 16 here. And what happens is this has simply a bit more. So let's put that in black so it's kind of visible. Instead of having like 16, it has like 18. And so you end up with this effect. That's basically what was on this preview. But it doesn't really matter, but it's as if the perspective was there, and therefore you can the edges are visually like shorter, no, but closer to the corners. That's weird. Because technically, this would be a better perspective option with nothing on the side and just top and bottom. And then when you are pressing, the element is going to be there because you are like pressed in. And so you are inside of the slot. But that's just not the best thing. So, yeah. Nonetheless, yes, we've done that thing, that navigation option on the side at some point. I think I did it on the UI kit directly rather than doing it on your file. So that's the thing. Oh, that is. Ooh. That is complex. That is a tad complex. I don't know if I like it. I feel like it's a good exercise, right? A good exercise for the animation and for like the whole concept. But the rotation is not necessarily good. And then this thing with monthly and yearly is kind of new. This is a new pattern that has been popping off a lot lately. At least on my feed, there is a ton of people that have the same thing. So it's like free, and then you have premium. Then when you go in premium, you have like a bit of a stack of monthly or yearly, which is basically a toggle or a segment control. What you would have in the burst version, you would have the price inside of the segment control. So in your state, which is right here, you would have something like monthly price, annual price, and maybe it's just like when this one is selected, you have the price that is visible. When you click on annual, you have the price that is visible. And therefore, there is like a bit of a switch. But I don't like this, personally speaking. I think it's not helping the user understand what they are going to do, specifically based on what you have after, which is this. This is a bit more complex to understand. And specifically, it means that it adds one click for the user to go back. So you click on premium, that's one click. And then you need to click on either monthly or yearly. So that's a secondary click. And then if you want to go back to check yearly, you need to click back and then click on annual and to see the price. And then you need to do that again to go back to see the monthly price. There is a bit of a not so efficient flow in there, which I wouldn't recommend. But, you know, again, it's an interesting and good practice for animation. Can't deny that. But yeah, good job. Good job. You said how to 3D rotating cube in Figma. You can't. Yeah, you won't be able to get that transition, but you might be able to get. I mean, you can create a cube. You can visually create a cube. You won't have the ability to rotate it. The cube, very simple. It works the same. You use the polygon, because that's the easiest way. Polygon with 6 sides, and that's it. You got your cubes. With that, which is the easiest, you change the fill right there to be an angular gradient type of thing. You make sure that it has right there 1 point. Maybe you move this one here, make sure that you have another point there. And right about there. Boom, you have your cube. So that's the extent of how you can create like a cube really quickly in Figma. The other option, once you have this, is to basically trace like your lozenge. Um, the same thing that takes like no time. You can create a rectangle or simply just a square that works the same way. You just rotate it like this, and you ensure that it's like kind of good. I wish it wasn't perfectly aligned. Just make it to the edge of the pixel. That would make way more sense. And then you can just have that multiple times. So this one is gonna be faded here. And you just need to place it properly. And same thing on the other side. Then you can change your colors. It's a bit more finicky because you will need to master like the angles and the points to be exactly on the same place. Otherwise you end up here. It's really bad and you don't like that. I don't like that. No one likes that. Oh, good. It's just how Figma works with the rotation, which is it shouldn't exist, but it's fine. But that's it. You can't really make something rotate or 3D transform inside of Figma. That's not necessarily a thing. You do have a plugin that exists that is called 3D something, and I forgot. It might be 3D Studio. I forgot if I really forgot which one it is. But there is one that lets you transform and create something in 3D and have like basically a 3D editor inside of Figma directly. But it's no good. It doesn't make any sense. And Figma is not a 3D tool. So you would have something that is roughly a representation of the 3D, but it's not necessary. I highly wouldn't recommend you do anything that is outside of Figma capabilities inside of Figma, if that makes any sense. So if you really need something that is rotating and that is 3D like you showcased earlier, Spline is going to be the best option because you can just have your 3D things, specifically a cube, done and play with it. It's probably not going to work inside of Figma, but you can implement that inside of on your app. It's going to be pretty simple to implement. And yeah, again, like what we did last week, it takes 3 minutes to do something specifically for a cube. If you really want like multiple facets and things, it's going to take you like maybe 10 to 15 minutes to get like the right pictures and things, but it should be easier. So wouldn't recommend Figma for 3D. You have the options, but yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, but the thing is, Stony, by the way, for the asses, the car asses that I do, they are static. They don't move. There is no jiggle in these ass. Yeah. You toss single image on all of the cube faces. I mean, yeah, you can. I don't think it's a good idea. You can do that if you want something that is a bit more. Where's this? A bit more better. Again, like you can use this and then use the skew transform to what's broken today to just get your transition on this. So let's say you have like a 24-degree transform here, and then you create a second one, which is going to be right here, and this one is going to be 22 on the other side. Figma is really slow right now, which is really interesting. And then you need a fourth one. This one is going to be, I mean, you're going to have like a 20-something and a 20-something, 40-something. Like it's going to be kind of... Like it needs to be flat, but it cannot be that flat. I mean, it can be this flat. Which means that if we have this, we do have the ability to do this. What? Not ideal. God damn it. It is feasible. I just can't right now. But you can do that inside of Figma to then get your print. I should have done that. Right, so it's the same image, but you have like the rotation, and therefore this one, let's say it has like a bit of a shadow. It could be a bit more in the dark. That's an option. What? You know, not necessarily a good idea, but it is an idea. And then there is a need for this to be a bit better, but apparently I can't do that. So I don't know why this has changed in the past few days. Like, this is not supposed to work this way. Yeah, Figma is kind of crying right now. They can't even touch things. 10 degrees. Well, 4 is not going to work. It's really supposed to be like the opposite of, so I guess that's gonna be okay. Yeah, it is annoying that the rotation of the element doesn't count as a rotation, but yeah. Like highlight from the top, a bit darker, and then you have your cube. Yeah. Yeah. Like you can rotate it this way, but that's not good. Whereas if you go here, and yeah, I know. And you just want to make a cube, you should be brought with a cube somewhere. And that's enough. They used to have like a very empty version, but you know, right there. And your cube is it's right here. Like it's a plane right there, and you can change that to a cube. And that's it. And then based on the face, you can change things and ensure that that face specifically has a very specific texture and so on. But it's not. It depends on what you're trying to do. Again, as always, like it's always the same thing. If you're simply trying to achieve like a 3D effect inside of the app, there are like base elements that will give you like 3D transform and 3D elements inside of an app. And you can use some of the existing things here and there to play with. So I don't know what you want to achieve directly inside of on your side. Other than this, like that's what you said. But personally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea. um, like I get it, but I mean, to me, it's the same thing as last time, where basically um, like the current state of the app um, needs, at least to me, needs to be done and working before you can think about adding like more stuff like this. Is that yeah. I don't think it's a good idea. Um but yeah, there is like a plugin. There is a plugin for Figma that creates 3D, but I just forgot the name. And it has like a full 3D editor inside. Esports, hi, what got it? And thank you for watching the video on YouTube. I appreciate it. It's the first one of a series of 9 videos in total. They will be published every week also. They are available faster on Patreon, but yes, I appreciate you watching it. It's really simple. If you have a question about the interface of Figma, feel free to ask. I'm here to help, as always. As always. But yeah, there is something I forgot. Chris, survival. We have 3 Chris in chat right now, so that's complicated. Uh, there is one specifically that gives you like the ability to get like a 3D transform directly with an editor inside of your Figma file, and therefore you have something that is pretty good. But again, I don't see the point of having 3D in the app. What I would say would be if the app in its entirety has no 3D, I wouldn't have like one feature with 3D. If the app has 3D on each pages, then maybe that would make sense. But if it's just like one thing somewhere, I feel like the consistency and the constant and homogeneity of the design itself is it's not going to be good. So yeah, unless you have like your navigation in 3D and so on, that's yeah. Spline is basically 3JS behind. So yeah, you can implement it wherever you want. As always, I mean, I'm taking that as an example because it makes sense and it's the easiest way. But like this is Spline. This is working here. You can launch it inside of whatever. You can share about how to get a creative thinking to design in Figma. Huh. Yes. When you say creative thinking, Uh, you mean creative thinking process from nothing to a design? Is that the question? That might be the question. But yeah, survival. This is like 3JS Flash line, so it works. Works everywhere. It works. This is like in Framer, so that works even faster. It is implementable inside of like directly. If you export something, let me use the one that makes sense. This one makes sense. It'll be a bit of an annoyance, but you know, if I export for an app and it's an Xcode project, which is like an iOS project, I can just export that as an app. I can import that as an embed, as a code thing, wherever, and that's an option in Spline directly. So you can 100% do that, and then you end up with something like this, for example, that has like a bit of a transition, animation, whatever. Right now, we don't have any transform on this one. The camera is locked on purpose, but you can 100% have something that has like interactivity on touch, and it would work. It would work. So yeah. Um. So I mean, getting from the creative thinking to a design in Figma is not necessarily something that I can cover in like an hour. So that's gonna take a while. Um. But I don't think Figma is the right thing to think about when you're thinking of creative thinking to Figma. Basically, it's creating creative thinking to design, and then Figma is the tool that you design your thing in. But whatever tool works, like Sketch works, XD works, Canva works, Wix works, everything works. The process that needs to happen is you having like an ID, and creative or not, but at least an ID, and then try to go through the process of finding the right tool to realize and concretize, make it concrete. Makes no sense. Um, concretize makes it's fun. Into whatever tool works for you. So the process is you get an ID in your head, and then you need to make sure that that ID is not something that already exists. So that's the second step. From there, you do some market research to make sure that it doesn't exist, but also maybe there are other people that are looking for something like or similar to the ID that you had. Once you have that in mind, you basically have done enough research to have enough data to know what needs to happen, what needs um, to be absolutely in your concept, your app, your project, your website, whatever. And then from there, you just decide to put that in a design. And then you just need to design the design or create the design inside of whatever tools you have. So Figma is the one that I use. And from there, um, like do as much stuff design wise, make it make sense. Uh, so using all of the tools of Figma, that's the usual thing, which is going to be covered inside of the full bootcamp. But it's very, very simple. One of the thing that I recommend every time is if you're here and you have an ID and you just want to go through what already exists, you go on Pinterest, you look for like music player widgets is something that we looked at earlier. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. And let's say you like this, and like that's an inspiration, but you want to create something that is different. You can go from this as inspiration number one, and then you go through other things to check like what other things exist. Maybe you like this one a lot, and you know all of that is things that are interesting and could be good for you to take as inspiration inside of your app, because you wanted to build like something that looks like a vinyl player, but has some sort of a arched things for the songs that are currently playing, all that. And you make a combination of both because that doesn't seem to exist just yet, or because you haven't found it just yet. So that's the process. And once you have everything that you needed to have, also Pinterest just reorganize shit and it looks like trash right now. Everything is just the fucking same image compared to last week. Dang. So yeah, once you have your ID, once you have everything, you make it inside of your design tool of choice. Figma could be good, and that's about it for the creative thinking to the design. After that, you just have to build the thing yourself, or someone else, like a dev, could help. But yeah, it's pretty much that simple. Like it's basically having an ID, finding something that makes you have an ID, and then and then you move on. Like the thing I kind of shared last time is, I mean, that cover image that I use on a LinkedIn post because still need. I was basically scrolling on Pinterest. I saw this thing. It it triggered something in my head. I don't know why, but it triggered something in my head, and I was like, oh, I could create something based on that. And then 3 months later, I had my app running, available, and you know, and there. So that gave me inspiration. It's absolutely not the same thing, but just my brain making the connection in between this thing to this thing. I basically had in the initial state the creation of this specific view, which has, if you look closely, it has like that kind of pattern in the background with the big one in the center with the big character. And then that trickled down into something different, and that trickled down into something different, and that's how I have a fully functioning app, because I went from ID, thinking, research, to creation in no time. I mean, in no time, in a bit of time still, but yeah, still haven't done this though. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will. But yeah, that's I'd say that's about it. That would be the easiest thing to do. You have an ID, and then you just redesign something inside of Figma or inside of whatever tool you use, and then you get the inspiration is what will make it the best. But yeah, does that answer your question? I don't. I think yes, but I'm unsure right now. I am unsure. Um, yeah, I did. I did. I did. I'm still on this though. I don't know. Something pisses me off about this, which is really good. Like this is the uh, Path of the Jedi thingy, or Path of Exile, lightsaber, heals, your tree things. And so you have this, which could work, but it just doesn't make any sense right now, at least for me. So like there is a representation that needs to happen that I still can't figure out. And so I saw the mobile version of the app or of the game to check like the path. It's interesting, but it doesn't really make sense. As in, god damn it, right here, you have in the dictionaries, which is where you would have your path, you would only have the ability to check the relationship in between elements. So nightlife and slang are linked together to an extent, like these two dictionaries right there. But then, like, culinary doesn't really have much. It could be linked to nightlife to an extent, like restaurants and events, but it's mostly like cooking and ingredients and techniques in that dictionary specifically. Then fashion, no real relationship with other things. Medical, same thing, not much. There is some technological advancement things in there, but I didn't do much. So, like, there is a ton of things that needs to be linked together that just doesn't work. Um, Can is not necessarily a dictionary. Can is a way for you to learn Japanese that you care about. That I mean, at the beginning, that was the point. I mean, I'm still learning Japanese, but I just had access to the books, and the books are teaching you things about school or about summer vacation or about, you know, stuff that you don't, someone from an external point of view, you don't really give a shit because you're not in school right now. And so you don't have the ability to do that. So I needed to build the design related dictionary to learn something for myself and just have like a bit of an access of how to say some words. But then the more I worked on this app for myself, I said, you know what, I need like more stuff, just not design specific. So I did like the first 1,000 words in the Japanese vocabulary, or like, yeah, the most common words. And then right now I'm on 150, pretty good. And the system is really simple. You just have like flashcard things where maybe you know how this one is or what it means. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is something that you know what it means, but you don't know how to read it. So just added the reading underneath and so on. So yeah, I can speak Japanese to an extent. Like I have the ability to communicate with Japanese people, but not to the extent that I want it to be, if that makes any sense. Like I don't know words, which is the reason why I created this thing. I don't know words. And like, for example, here, this is motsu, to have, possess. So if you can't read, like these things at the bottom, um, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just some way for me to just get faster and recognize the characters, the readings, to see, and so on. But yeah, I wish. I mean, right now we have 1,000, I think 300 people in the iOS version, or 1,300 downloads in total. So technically, there is about 1.5 session per user per day, um, as an average. So, you know, yeah, might be 1,000 users. Might be 1,000 users. Not 1,000 paying users, though. Will come later. That will come later. But yeah, if you're just learning in the beginning, you have access to like the regular characters, radicals, and kanjis, which, appreciate that. But yeah, it's a simple thing, but that was the process for me. I will say something which I have said many times. So the process I just described as getting an ID, creating something in Figma, or doing some research, creating something in Figma, building the thing in code with the AI or not. Like right now, I did the entire thing with AI. and then publishing it and making it available on the store has been easy for me. The only hard part has been the code. They don't have any
Z Edmonds is
skills
now following.
there. Thanks a lot for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome on in. That notification didn't pop in chat, which is weird. Yeah, hi, welcome on in. Thanks a lot for the follow. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? So it has been pretty easy except the code because I've been building apps for the past 14, 16 years, roughly. And the process of going from nothing to something in like a month has been something that I've been doing for a long time. So it is easier for me than for someone that is just coming in. Not to brag, but just to give you a bit of a reference of the speed at which I go and the content and knowledge that I have is from 20 years of design rather than someone that just starts right now. So it might take longer, and that's absolutely fine. I think. But yeah. That's the main point. That is going to be the main points. I appreciate it. What type of work do you do? Because that's it's also something that can potentially help as well. So you do some research, do some things, and then create something either for work or for something else. Could work. Anything is an option. Anything is an option. And survival for the 3D things, again, I don't think a good idea. That's good. Esports, that is good. That's a good thing. So I learned everything I know. I'm saying that with hair quote because that's not true, but like I learned everything I know when I was in an agency, as in overall, like I had to do everything. I had to do the visuals, the ads, the design of the apps, the communication with the clients. I had to do everything. And that taught me so much in such little time that if I wasn't or did not start my career as a designer in a design agency, I wouldn't be as fast today. So if you need to do everything and you are interested in everything that you're doing, you will be better than 90% of the designers that are just entering the design like landscape field right now, which are integrating a new startup. And they just start as a designer in a startup, and that's it. But you are like entering the design field with more knowledge of your whole office. That's much more interesting. I think right now the Web3 world is not a good place. Yeah. Survival. No, you can't really put the thing in. You can't put spline in Figma. If that's the question. Yeah, Web3 is not good. Web3 is gonna be probably breaking in the soon future, mainly because of some of the computing that we currently are accessing with lighter? I forgot. The people that are doing some like the people that are doing the quantum computing things are probably going to break the Web3 anonymity and blockchain stuff. So Yeah, I don't think Web3 is going to be a good place to be, or a surviving place on the internet. The concept is interesting, but the current state of things is not, in terms of the tech and where we are, probably not going to stay. So debatable. If you want to stay there, you can, but that's yeah. um yeah. Again, I think the survival. I think your sketch, your red square thing that you did, is enough to showcase to a dev that there should be a squares cube things here. Yeah. No, the so is what the blockchain thing is really cool because it is decentralized and you have clusters of people here and there to manage the content and the data and all the thing that they have and they use in one place. That makes a lot of sense. However, it has a lot of issues in terms of ethics, in terms of um, bubbles, or what we call bubbles, of there is this cluster of 500 people that communicate with each other, which is good, but they only communicate with each other, and therefore you only see the content of these 500 people, and that's about it. And you don't have exposure to the outside. So your cluster of Web3 blockchain stuff is going to be like kind of failing after a while because you don't have novelty inside of that cluster. That happens often, specifically for designers. When you're talking with the same designers over and over again, you end up with no new ideas because you all think about the same thing. And so Web3 is kind of the same thing in terms of the tech. The concept of using every single person as a relay or a server is interesting. So the blockchain system is pretty good, but there is a need for these people to travel in order for the cluster to grow and expand. And that's not something that people are doing, which is kind of sad. So, yeah. And then the Web3 that we know now is blockchain, NFTs, crypto, and other activities that isn't sustainable in the long term. And again, based on the fact that blockchain right now and quantum computing is going to break through the blocks much faster. You will have the ability to unlock a block and rewrite a block that is set in stone on the blockchain in the future. So something that's not just gonna work. No, not at all. So survival, the thing that I'm saying is that that might be enough for you right now. You have this and you need this. And you want to have like your cube and say that this is the cube that you wanted to have, and you know it's supposed to be around here. Not really a good cube, but it's a cube. Right? That might be enough um, to showcase to anyone and say, well, this is what we need to have here. So you don't need like anything that I did on in Figma, and also the thing that I did here is just that's bad. That's not what we want. Works though. But yeah, and then for the other things, like crypto in general right now is just like a money grab, and if you're not deep in it from since 5 years ago, you can't really do much in there. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's kind of saturated already. Yeah, kind of bad though. It's kind of bad. I mean, it's better than nothing, but is it bad? It is bad. I think we're missing something right there, which is this. It's a really weird location, though. Not the right points. Do I care? No. But it's the same thing as this that we did a while back now. Where is it? There. Think. This is in the drag department. Yes. Yes, drag. Well, I'm sorry about that. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. And if you want to come back whenever, and you're not like in sleep, please do. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna not find the thing again. That's the usual. That's a sphere. Yep, I was right. Not gonna find it. Yeah, no. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I don't know where it is, which is the thing that is kind of annoying there. I know we've made it somewhere, but nonetheless, the thing that I'm thinking about survival right now is that if you really want a cube, you can go in the community tab as always and just look for 3D cube. And a 3D cube will give you potentially this. Or like that. That's what you're looking for. Like really in there there will be exactly everything that you need with a better overall layout. There is like this plugin which is called Create 3D Shapes, which will give you like the cube that you are looking for as well. So yeah, like really there you have access to all the things. It should take you 5 seconds to find. I think the best option is going to be this one or this one because they are like pretty simple. And then this one is going to give you the plugin itself to create cubes directly inside of. Again, could take you like 5 seconds. Good, good. And there is plenty like of options. The isometric plugins is kind of the same thing to create and have like an image that has like a very specific rotation. But it is the same thing. It is the same content. It just is easy to do. So you should, I mean, I shouldn't send it to you. You should make it yourself. The goal is to learn, as always. And for No Mercy having nothing in there, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think Stony has the thing loaded right now. That's the thing that I was looking for from earlier, but that's really bad. That's some of the first prototype that we've done in Figma on stream, which is really, really wrong. It is really bad. And we don't like it, but that was because we started to learn about the on drag on prototype, and wanted something that kind of made sense. Technically, this should change the colors as well. Like this one is supposed to go on the other side, but yeah. Also, yes, that is a thing. I wish I could do that. I can't do that, which is sad. That cube is really bad. I don't think too light. So you know. Yeah, one. Nah. Don't you want to copy that instead? Not this one specifically, but like, I feel like that would be better. Yeah, that seems like a more half natural. It's not good still, but in terms of realism, right? That should be somewhere around here. Like it's such a subtle transition where one side is just, it has a bit of a fall off, which we don't have on the other side. But that's about it. Nothing more. And then that is not supposed to be like this. Supposed to be a triangle. Didn't do it properly. I think that's a pretty good thing if you have like a YouTube channel and you want to showcase that you have a YouTube channel. I would say do that because it would make sense, but that works. I'm scared of these. God damn. I think that works. Obviously biased, right? Because, you know, obviously biased. That makes way more sense to me to get access to the things in a way that is a bit cleaner overall. But it is way too complex to put in place, right? Like this thing, you can resize, replace, define that it's just tiny, vertical, not vertical, like, you know, like that whole thing. You know? It works though, which is what we need. But yeah. It doesn't have like a dark mode, which is really sad. And they have been acquired by Linktree, so I don't like it. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. This is pretty good if that's what you wanted. I think if you want to put like your video, your latest video on the side here, that could be an option as well. Um, because good. Why is that happening? Sorry. Uh, because it's good. But having like this on the side would be a pretty good option to showcase what you're working on. Like the you know, same, same thing. Like it's not my latest video, it's handpicked video, which I haven't changed and I should because, well, my hair is not the same. Uh, but yeah, like you could do that as well. You could just have like a stack of videos that you have worked on
G underscore
and
Khalil just resubscribed for 38 months. AA or AHI?
38, 38, 38. Daddy. Welcome back, Kale. How are you? How's everything? How's the yeah, how's everything? You've been, I mean, I haven't seen you in a while. So yeah. How's you? Thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes, yes. 100%. 100%. Live Dave server for everyone. Everyone. Um, been a struggle. I'm just sorry to hear that. Get it though. I understand. It is a struggle as well on every front for me. Like right now, I'm in the yeah, really on the last trend of things. It's sad. It's gonna be okay though. That's all you need to think about. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. All will be good. Yeah. This is kind of this is pretty nice. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. However, I don't know about that. I I don't know about that. I'm kidding. It's your name. It's the name that you chose. You do whatever you want. But I don't know. Not professional. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be professional, and therefore you good. But yeah. Um. The so the overall thing with a link tree based is there is so many already. So instead of building your own, I would just use one of the free ones. There is like plenty of GitHub repos that basically duplicate uh yeah, that duplicate link tree that you can just fork, use, done. Or you don't need to do anything about it. But yeah, it really depends what your end goal is. Um yeah. If you want like what's the name? Who's gonna be the best for this? Ah, maybe, 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 maybe. Huh? Maybe. Let me see if I can find that. Um, I can't find that. Cool. It's a portfolio, but it's not a portfolio. Like it's a public figure, but you don't really have um public figure websites lately. Thing is, streamer. Huh, yeah, shit like this. I can't really find the thing that I'm looking for. Um, like there isn't a lot of people that have um a website like this, for example, where you do have the latest VOD, the latest video that popped up, the latest articles. Um, so what I did for Salma is pretty good. We have a bit of a issue right there. That, that's an issue right here. That, so good. Uh, it's normal. It is normal. It's just it's weird because that's light. But yeah, what we did for Salma is pretty neat and it works and it gives you like a bit of an idea of what it could be or how it could be. It has basically the links, like all your links, and it has you right there, it's cursors. And you have articles, you have like previews of the last stream, and like videos, all that makes sense. It's just it's an easy win, I'd say. Um, I see. Yeah, I mean, you can use the same thing. You can use the same layout with the character on the right, on the beach or behind the surfboard. God damn, the names, the words again. What a way. But having, as I said, having like a video on the top right above the character to say, oh, this is the latest speed run that I did, or this is the article that I did, that could be really, really useful and really simple to put in place. And you end up with something that is working. Um, we do have like a ton of things here, though. Dang, makes less sense. Have a good free time. Um, yeah, thanks a lot for the resub again. I appreciate it. And thanks a lot for the luck. Lucking is good. But yeah, personally would do something similar to this just because it makes more sense. But also, I get it if you want something that is even easier and simpler to put in place as a link tree. I would simply have like a bit more visuals. So that's the responsive one. Um, like if you have main channel, 6-star podcast, live stream archive, to me, this is like 1, 2, 3, like a 3 columns based thing. This is my YouTube stuff. And again, like biased here, 100%. But this is my Instagrams. Like you have access to all of my Instagram in one row. I could have done like stacked vertically and just have Instagram, 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 be good. But I feel like here, 3 elements side by side makes more sense. And then you have socials. So thing that will create, um, yes, I'm showing something there. Oh, I see. One second. The screen capture has died. Much better. Bye. Dang. So we were here, and I was saying YouTube, 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 right there. Um, are the three things. I mean, it's not me, it's the fucking thing. And for my Instagram, I have like all of my Instagram side by side instead of stacked vertically, right? Because it makes more sense to have all of my social links, all of my apps links, all of my stream related stuff, kind of. Um, that makes a lot more sense. But also, yeah, I should have noticed name. That's true. Nonetheless. So here, I would have these three together. I would have community related stuff together. So Reddit, Discord together, maybe Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok, or maybe Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, then Reddit, Instagram, like Reddit and Discord. See that right here. This, the screen capture is now not working, right? Right? Doesn't work anymore. You don't see that I change scenes, screens, things again. God damn. Eh, who's running though? That's the thing. What's the issue there? Something is saving data on the drive apparently. So check something. 1 second. 1 second. Um, that's the reason. That's the reason. I see. That is the reason. I have 10 gigs available on my disk, and that's bad. Something is currently writing to the disk, which is not what we want. So 1 second, I'm gonna free up some space. Be fine. Ah, sadness. Yeah, I don't care. Eh, oh, we might be good. We might be good. I don't know. We'll see. I just cleared up 80 gigs. uh, maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. I have no clue. That's working now. We'll see. We'll see if it works. I don't know. I don't know. As long as it doesn't break, we're good. We're good. So back to this. Now that I can show you stuff, potentially having this as a similar to this one to the bento, that makes more sense to me to have like multiple things side to side rather than one. And you know, having like something um like the The one that Salma was or has, which basically I shared, but you couldn't see. God damn. Rolls high, work on it. I'm gonna answer the question in a second. So something like this makes a lot more sense to me to have like a bit of a description of the person plus the links, plus the latest video, and then the articles. But then that leave no space for the person's character in GTA. So debatable. AOA means AOA. That's not true. It is. It kind of makes. It kind of is true, but yeah, it's my name. That's my name. That's uh, that's what it is. It's something that you can't really take off. Like it's just my initials, all of my initials, and therefore, uh, as long as I don't change my name, I should get that title, brand name forever. The sad thing is that that's so sad. That is so sad for me. Uh, because obviously they would be a bit better ranked than me. But yeah, like like everything is just working. It is my name. It is my name. This is supposed to be. I tried to get the .com in the beginning and then couldn't because it was like 30K or something. So I reverted to the .design because it makes way more sense. Anyways, I know. I think, personally speaking, that's a good start. That's a good base. You get like most of the things. You get the previews here potentially right there. Um, and that would make more sense. That would make more sense. There is an SSL certificate on the Mercy. Just I don't think you're using the right stuff. And also, I don't manage that. I do not manage any of these. Um, do you have, Kana, do you have the ability to get some sort of a video, like in-game idling camera turning around the character? Like, is that an option? You know what I'm talking about? Like where you just have the character in the center of the area or something, and then the camera is just rotating around the character. Is that a thing that you could have access to? Um, because if that's the case, and you have the ability to get some of the background animated rotating around the character on the side, that would be more interesting. Um, to an extent, a bit low, like higher to load and heavier for the user, but at the end of the day, more interesting and more immersive. So if the person that is specifically for that website, if the person's looking for that streamer and is live, or it has been in the live, and you know, um, it would be more of a natural thing to do. Like something that I did at some point, something that Maddie Two Shoes has done at some point as well. But I live in Figma. Figma is where I have all of my stuff. If the stream overlay was Figma, as in on this side you had like my layer list, which would be the chat, for example, and on this side you had the inspector, which would be the events that happen during the streams, and at the top you had like the alerts or something. I don't know. It makes sense because it's integrated, and then when I'm moving to Figma, maybe I'm switching to like a view that makes me as if I was a plugin on top of Figma, just playing with it. That could work as a concept, something that is immersive. You recognize that I'm doing Figma stuff most of the time, and therefore you see me live inside of a Figma interface because it makes sense. And for that person as well, because they are doing GTA most of the time, if they arrive on the website and it's just an image and not the idle rotating around the user camera type of thing, I feel like it could be more interesting. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But debatable. Nonetheless, it is a thing that you can do or could do, might do to make it more interesting. Just because you can. Just because you can. But yeah, I was looking for another thing, but I can't really find anything. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can 100% just do that, and that will give you um something that feels more immersive for the viewers, which is I think, for me, is the point. Something's happening to my computer which is really bad. I don't know what it is. 1 second. That makes no sense. Something is taking a ton of energy and power. Like the wavelength is taking so much energy impact. My microphone is taking more energy than OBS right now. Just the mic. That, that is crazy. That's crazy. No sense. Yeah, that's really bad. Again, if you need to make the pages, I want to reiterate what I said earlier, which you couldn't see because I wasn't uh, sharing my screen properly. My bad. Cookie, hi, welcome back. How are you? The the link tree things exist open source in GitHub by a ton of people. They also exist in CodePen by a ton of people. So if you just need something as a base, there is you have the ability to just go on CodePen, go on GitHub, find a project, fork it, use it, and not have anything to do for real. Um, like Like a link page, like a link tree or something is probably going to be like an option in there. Probably, you know. Um, well, you get something that works, that is good, and then you can just use that to improve upon, like something like this, for example. You know, maybe. I don't know. Looking what Jay is doing is always a good thing. And yeah. At least to me, that would make a lot more sense to just get there, be good. Oh, god damn. I'm impressed. I am impressed there. That's really cool. Sorry. I feel like this image right there is a PNG that has like too many A's, which is the whole image loaded in a fucking blob right there, and that's it. So if I change this, it will have the same effect, but it needs like a transparent image to have the same shadow, which is really simple to do, but it's really good. It's well made. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this. Really good. Really good. Anyways, in there you have like a ton of options. That's all I'm saying. Like if you just want like a very simple link tree, um, you probably have someone in there that has created a link tree type thing, and you would be able to see what they have done. That's one of the things that I'm always recommending. So if you like this, for example, and you say, well, I do like that sliding in and that hover effect and thing, maybe you can use that as a base for what you have, or at least for inspiration. That's it. Maybe you just want something really simple, which is already what you have, and done. And that's it. Like you like this, cool, done. You have it, and then you have your base, you have your structure, you have your content, and then you just you know, optimize, change the background, change the content, change the text, the links, the things. I know that there is less fun in not doing it yourself. I get it. I get it. But also, if you want something fast and quickly, best option. Best option. But I get it. Yes. Uh, maybe? Uh, not maybe. That's so sad. That's so sad. Atakan, hi. Welcome back. How are you? How's the day going? I'm going to remove that from here because that makes no sense. I know you can't see what I'm doing, which is fine. Both great, both bad. Interesting. Why? How? I should really do that. Sterling, because that makes no sense to you, right? That's not something we use anymore. Um, yeah. I think we did the thing in question that I was talking about earlier because of, or inside of the main file, and then we didn't use it. Going to Portugal for Erasmus, which is interesting, but I damaged my MacBook, which is not good. Um, do you have the Apple Care warranty thing? Because if you do, that would make it good. Pretty nice. If you don't, then that's not the case. uh, I see. Well, that is sad. It's sad. Yeah, that's the one that I had in mind. These ones that we did at some point, which have similar things, similar visuals, right? The highlight, the contour, the outlines, thing. Um, which I did. I think I removed the glass effect. Or I could recreate it, re-add it from here. Um, yeah. I mean, if you have the ability to, mm, do they do trade in? I know that Turkey has one of the lowest prices for Apple stuff, which is pretty impressive. I mean, used to. I don't know if it's still the case, but I do remember that Turkey had some of the lowest prices, and therefore, I I do understand why it might be a bit complicated to do like the trade-in or other things. But if you have the ability to do such thing of trade-in, do they? Do they? Specifically because now, like if you could trade in your MacBook for one of these, if you have access to them, um, you might be better off based on obviously the the year that your MacBook is from and so on. But you know, how much is it? 49,000. How much is 49,000? Google, hi, welcome. How are you? No, dang, that's not the that comment was well that wasn't placed. Um, good job, Stony. Congrats. Carousel shouldn't exist. Yeah, it's still the same price. So you have the same price as France, which is kind of sad. Um, I I see you already have a pretty good one. So I mean, I do understand why you wouldn't. Oh, I mean, technically, that's the thing that I should have done, which is sad. My bad. Um, like you are going to Portugal, which maybe we don't know, but maybe the prices in Portugal are lower. They're not. God damn it! Fuck. Uh, I thought it would be a bit cheaper in Portugal, but it's not. I come to France, it's a smidge smaller and cheaper. But it's also like this one, which, it's the entry level, so not the best. As of right now, the best deal is this one, which is kind of sad because you still need to buy like a screen and shit. But yeah, um, no one is like the iPhone 17 Pogo is debatable. Uh, it's gonna be okay, but it doesn't matter at this point. Like most of the things are just too expensive anyways. And yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't update. That's what I'm saying. Um, I don't.
Atakanbakixis just resubscribed for 26 months.
Wait. Like the only thing that we have right now in the outputs is this coming from China. Thanks a lot for the resub, by the way. Appreciate it. um, that is weird. Have a good rest of your day. Alright. But yeah, we only have this, and the prices, estimated prices are still kind of expensive here and there. Not that expensive, but still expensive. And you know, like it's a debate. I don't think at the end of the day, I don't think it will work. I don't think most people are ready to spend that much on a new phone that does the exact same thing as before. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. If I change mine, I will probably change it in Japan again because, well, mine is from Japan, so that's easier to get back there with the warranty and all that. But at the end of the day, yeah, yeah. Um, like this one is the potential that we are expecting to see, and this one is supposed to be cheaper, bigger but cheaper. So, yeah, no, the only thing or the only time I would say that I upgrade is when something changes drastically, as in I change from the 12s, 12, 13. I think I changed from the 12 to 14 because um, Dynamic Island needed to check that for design perspective. And then I changed from the 14 to 15 to check the button. And I wanted to change potentially to see the camera control to see if it was useful, but then I learned that it wasn't really accessible in code and you couldn't really have or define what it does outside of the camera apps. So kind of useless. Therefore, no upgrade. I don't know if it will remain on the phone for a long time. I don't think it will. I think it's gonna be replaced. Um, some people are expecting the iPhone 17 slash iPhone 18 to be like foldable. So We'll see. I doubt it. And see this, if that's something. What is that? Yes. What's the question? Oh my god, I'm already tired. Makes no sense. Oh. That's just an overlay. You would have, it's the same thing in Webflow, it's the same thing in most tools. You have your image. So you have that. That might not help. And then you just have your color overlapping thing on top. Let's say you have that in red. In order to make it like duotone, you need to just check which one is the probable option. And the usual thing that we do is we take the like one pass. Um, like yeah, if you use a duotone plugin, it's kind of debatable. It can work, but it's kind of debatable. But usually we do this. We do pass number one with black and then saturation, and then pass number two with uh, overlay or something a bit more subtle. Fusion seems to be pretty good here to get that effect. And so basically what it does is that it grays out something and then it apply the effect on top. And that's the exact same thing in Webflow. In Webflow, you just use the a rectangle on top of your image that has the same blending mode. Same thing in Figma, same thing in Framer, same thing everywhere. Yeah, I can show you how to polish stuff, yes, if you want. But then again, survival, you will hear me say that often. The community tab is gonna give you everything you need. Like you just need to look. You're looking for a chat bubble thing. You look for a chat app in there. Maybe there is one that looks attractive to you. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe there is. And let's say you like this. You would have access to this, which is um, chat bubbles. Polished, organized, probably well made. I don't know. And you have them entirely. Like if you wanted something that is a bit more complex, like this one, for example, with themes, potentially with other effects, you can go there and get a look at what they have done, images and things. And this one is kind of debatable. But the community tab is basically what I'm saying. You can just go in there and take a look at how things have been made for that specific use case. Maybe you like that. Specifically, this one is a AI chat discussions, so that is similar to what you currently have or what you kind of want to have. But yeah, like it really, these are available. all the time, always, for free. Access to this. So yes, I can show you how to do them, but that doesn't really change stuff. Like it would be faster for you to just go there, find one that makes sense to you, or that has like a theme that matches. Um, I feel like there was probably also like a plugin that works the same way. Um, Not really, but yeah, like this. That's a plugin which is called Telegram Chat Builder, which will generate a Telegram chat style chat. So if I just open that here, um, you know, to check, I'm getting the chat, I'm getting images, I just want like something, and just have like bubbles. I can have like other things, just text, no images, add a row. Like it seems like a very, very easy thing to do. And now I have that. I don't know if that's like an output that makes sense. Maybe you just needed that. It's interesting. Our plugin, I didn't know that that was an option to get that plugin. Nonetheless, there are options. That's all I'm saying. The main point being these exist, are available. If they have like a design that makes sense to you and you think that it could work for you, then use that. It's one search away. That's the good thing. That is the good thing. Yes. If I do chatbot might work a bit better because you have like way more. This one seems to be pushed at least. And there's no preview. God damn it. It would be dark mode, right? That makes more sense to you. Um, yeah. See, they have a queue. No, you want that? It's an option. It's an option. That's it off space. For no reason. Anyways. No, that's the wrong button. Bye. Wrong key. Wrong key on that one. Yeah, that should be like the community tab should be your first go. Like it's basically Google, but for Figma directly. And anything you want to create, there is already someone that has created it at least once, somewhere, for something. So yeah, just go there. Like you want a cube, go in there. You want a chat, go in there.
It's muscle
You want
time!
to like a gradient texture, you go in there. God damn. Appreciate. So yeah, as again, the for this thing, it's basically blending mode. I don't really know exactly how they work inside of Webflow. I know they work, but I don't remember exactly how. So yeah, based on that, um, nothing. But it should be pretty straightforward overall. Just you know, yeah. I mean, that's not exactly the same, but it's pretty good. It's pretty simple. Do you prefer Webflow because you're used to it, or do you prefer Webflow compared to other apps? Maybe you just not the other ones. I like this one. This one is cute. I see. So you're used to it, and that's the one that you're used to. Makes more sense. See. I'd say these buttons are the same thing as last time, where they're kind of too rounded and not rounded enough at the same time, you know? Where it feels like, oh, you missed like 4 points. Um, but yeah, no, I get it. It is right there, right? Bit flat on the edges. An image? Oh, it does work though. But yeah, like just the blending mode should be good enough. You can do a double. Um, Figma has the plugin that you are using for the duotone that should work the same. Like that should give you the blending mode that you need to use. Or the plugin, I forgot if it's like flatten the thing to give you like the output, but it should be fine. Welcome back. And how's you? Everything is okay. I'm tired as fuck for no reason. I mean, for plenty of reasons, but for no reason. I can be do 40. Like this makes sense. This makes no sense for me. this is more natural in terms of button shapes, but like this in between, which technically yours is like somewhere around here, like it's almost rounded, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Denny, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How's everything? Yeah, that to me, that's my perception, right? In it feels like it's a mistake. You just forgot 2 points to make that. Nope, good. Um, so I think the very rounded buttons make a lot of sense because they are friendly. So we had like that discussion before where you have like the level of business and the level of friendliness of the perception from the users, whereas this is extremely friendly and this is extremely business related. So when you're trying to do something, and you're like, you know, um, it needs to be friendly, it needs to be like approachable, all of that. This is going to be the option. This is the in between, which this one is kind of um, debatable, but yeah. Yeah, the full zero is really simple. It's also one of the laziest buttons. And the full 100 is the same thing, kind of as easy, but like this. Debatable. Debatable. Ah, goddamn. Ah, 149. Goddamn. Goddamn. I don't like that. I don't like that. The shape is fine. The shape is pretty good. It's a very simple shape, but yeah, don't I don't like that. To- Today, today, this one has been released. Um, so released, debatable, but this is like the new arrival of the new series, new versions, which is really similar again. Um, yeah, you you know. You want to buy a house now? I see. Um, the spacing for Radius is the regular format, right? The regular thing. But yeah, nonetheless, Jan, for your information, the reason why Samsung and Apple are pushing for friendliness or for round is because they are like friendly, or they want to be perceived as friendly as possible. And yeah, that's what we do. Like the same thing. The main reason why in here, most of the thing that I have, as in the buttons at the bottom, are as rounded as possible. The fact that in here I have as rounded as possible elements without being like fully rounded. So the buttons that are going to be in there are mostly rounded as well. So that, you know, like that makes more sense to a user that is looking for, you know, friendliness and something that is accessible. Also, right now, I just noticed that my phone is not visible again because the whole thing died. That's not what you're supposed to see. That is dust. That is dust. Dang. is what I'm talking about. Dang, rounded stuff. Same thing here. Rounded, friendly, right there. You know, that's the plan. That is the plan. Ah, that's kind of sad that OBS just crashed entirely. But yeah, that is the reason. Um, well, the calculation, that again, is really simple. You don't need to calculate much. Let's say this is my card. This is the card that I need to have. And I need to have some padding in between the edges and the inside to be at like 16, let's say. So from the edge of the card to the inside of the card, I have like 16 of distance, which I'm using stroke to ensure that I have that. If I know that my card itself has a roundness of 16 points, my corner radius inside could be pretty sharp. That's pretty fine. But if I had like an outside corner radius of like 32, now my inner corner would be 16. If it was like 20, well, my inner corner would be this. And so in order for me to now get like, I mean, right here, I'm just going to place it properly, make it the color it needs to be, and match the radius until I'm seeing some gray. So right now it's supposed to be 4. You don't really need to calculate things, but you know, you just have this that works. Loading spinner on my app, and it should be rotating cube or something, but I have a bit of trouble trying to make the animation look nice as the loading has multiple stages. This is before the app is ready, without any framework code. Interesting. And I have the app loading, which would mean there is a stutter to hide. I see. So you basically have a looping video in between 2 states. Then go through loading user and document data folder. So you want a full length loader thing. Well, you have the option to load something, as in a video, a GIF, a GIF, a PNG, an APNG, first, right? That is just full screen, reloader. That's the thing. This is a looping PNGs, something. You could have it rotate with a certain length of time, which you know for sure would allow like for full rotation of the cube if it's rotating. And then once it is fully rotated, you decide to load something on top. So a 3D version of that same animated video that you used for spinner loader in the beginning. But once that rotation has been done and fully done, and only then would you on the last frame switch to the 3D version. But from there, once you use the 3JS version of the spinner instead, which is your second stage, you can transform it with other things with no issues because your some of your code has already loaded and you can use that. And it just move in the page. I know you want like a page transition, something like I doubt. I doubt. I'm gonna see what I'm looking for. There is in the Web3 thing, specifically in not green, but in orange. I doubt, like, I mean, I can't seems to be able to get like Web3 and orange. Is it this one? Something like this, basically, where you have a good loader that fade into the next page, right? This is way simpler because it's basically a transition, but um, yeah, some micro transitions in between page A and page B. Yes, this is an option. I just I know that we have another one that is good. I just don't remember which one it is. Um, Also, I don't know you, but I'm seeing things that load really fast. And yeah, that might be what you need. The one that we had like 2 months ago now, I think. Um, for that point thingy. Yeah, but that could be the base. I mean that rotation, non-rotation at the beginning. Um, I don't think you want to show the loading. I think you want to have a loading that is not shown, but just in case the person doesn't have like a fast enough connection. I guess. Um, at least for me, I wouldn't. Is it? It's not blank. Shit like this. There. That's what you want. That transition from center point to non-center point, right? Just rotation and then placement. Um, yeah. So you meant the loading in the app, not on the website. You're basically talking about the splash screen. Nope, that's the wrong button again. Right there. Where if I'm here, right, and I don't have my app open, and when I'm launching it, I have that transition with the icon that grows in the center when things are loaded and available, and then I have my content that loads. Maybe that's what you need. I don't know. Same thing as, do I have Duolingo open? Yes, I do. Same thing as this. App is closed. Splash screen, blink, slide in, fade in. Same thing, same content, same ID. It is your splash screen's transition that you're trying to do. So right now, that's a good base, I think. What should be a good base as a reference, at least. But yeah, most of these are going to be kind of similar in terms of their loading and their transitions. Blank is pretty good to have like the logo in the center, then move to the place where it needs to be. Some of the first ones that I had as well, like similar transitions. I know there is another one that is orange that I don't have here, and sad because it was pretty good. Um, it's one of these 3D rendering websites, but that's not the one. The reason why I'm looking for the 3D rendering thing is because your loading loader is 3D. So, you know, yeah, damn. If the website is currently offline and you just need to load it first, then I don't think you need to spend so much time into thinking about your loading. Um, going to be loaded by default. If the app is available by offline all the times, I don't think you need like a loading screen. As fast as it can be, best it would be, at least for me. Oh, God dang. Each and every one of these is dead. That's so sad. That is so sad. I hate it. Oh, uh, like technically, again, the loading screen for my app is only there because I need a sync in the background. In reality, it is not necessary because I already have the Canna page loaded, and from the tap on the app icon, open the thing, it's already ready. Already ready is fine. And then I could load the rest of the data while I'm on the main page, but then, you know, like it works anytimes anyway. On the iPhone, on the Android phone, it doesn't. If I load the app too fast and I go into the kanji section, I can't see shit just because it doesn't have loaded the data just yet. So if you have the ability to just, load something and then do the rest of the thing in the background while the app is open and available for the user, I feel like that's going to be way better for the experience for the user themselves. Um, just get in the app right away without having to think about it too much. God damn, that looks like it could have a nice transition, but yeah, that is a heavy website. I see. Is Blink still available? Yep, nope, it's dead. Every fucking website in there is dead. That is really sad. I really don't like that. They should have a bit of a check, I guess, of what they are proposing and showcasing because that's really bad. It is really bad. That's interesting. That's really good. Hmm. We'll see that in a second. I need to pee. 1 second. Anyways. Yeah, right.
Jeroen
Hi,
van
welcome on.
Wissen just resubscribed for 12 months. Oh damn.
That is that's almost a year. That's crazy. That's crazy. Welcome on in. How's you? You're the first to drop, I think. Yeah, and you can see this transition on blank is interesting. These teeny tiny transition between stages of things. Yes. Shut the fuck up. Are interesting and might be like good references for you to take a look at, you know? Uh, the only thing that I don't like is the fact that the transition don't revert when you go back up compared to newer websites that do this. Like this one is the only one that revert, which debatable. But yeah. There is no scroll hijacking here, which is really good. I mean, this one is the only hijacking-ish, but it's not really there. That's just me scrolling faster than, you know, simple, subtle. It's fine. But yeah, that one is pretty good as well. No transition though. So, nonetheless, thank you. It, yeah, I don't think the transition in the beginning is a good idea if your app is fast enough. I think that's my main point. If you have the ability to load the app in a timely manner, um, I feel like specifically if it's available offline, that could be good. Hey, welcome on in. What do you mean? What the fuck? What happened? What happened?
Kanamashis just resubscribed for 33 months. How? Yesterday was 32 month.
But it just mean that your sub renewed yesterday or today, which I appreciate. Thank you. Welcome back in. think they're going taking screen break. That happens. It's a good thing. It's good. I wish I could do the same. Financially speaking, I can't. Not that it matters. You got an appointment Friday, or you took an appointment with me Friday? I mean, not with me. I would know. I would know. Uh, good. Dapsy, hi. Welcome on in. Everyone is appearing right now. Everyone pops in. 21, 21. Good. I went to my perfume shop, by the way, Jeroen. Not that it matters to you, but, you know. And I went to the Frappin section and I asked what they had. Like, they don't have the tester, the one with the sevens. However, they had more, kinda. So on the 12 perfumes that they have, I got 8 of them. And 2 fragrances, they gave me double. No reason. But yeah, so far they are really good. Uh, I like it. I like that brand a lot. They are a bit expensive, but I like them a lot. So yeah, I have so many now. Just too much. Too much. Morton, hi, walk on in. Um, yeah. I mean, why are you on Facebook? That is just, it's, I've received messages on Facebook probably 5 years ago that I have still not read. What are you doing on Facebook? Also, something weird happened on my TikTok that made me think about you, Morton. I don't know why. I do know why. The Green Party popped on my feed. Uh, Like I think it was either on TikTok or on Instagram. I don't know. I forgot. But I was like, I recognize that logo. Why do I know that logo? Oh, that's why. That is why. It's a different green on on TikTok. It was a different, more light, bit brighter green than the one that we used on the website. At least to my eyes. Maybe it's my phone. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. But it was interesting. But yeah, if you're doing like the social media, yes, I get it. You need to be on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. I guess you're probably more on Facebook and Instagram than on TikTok and Twitter, probably. Um, Based on the user base of Twitter and TikTok. Not that it really matters. You know, it kind of does. I forgot exactly what the post 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 was about. The Greek party thing. Yeah, was just there. That is the thing. And yeah, going back to the perfume thing, I basically ran out of my usual testers, the one that I like. Therefore, I needed to go back, and because they could only find 6 unique ones, and 2 of them were duplicates. The 4 that I got were for free. Like they bid to me for free. Pretty good. Pretty good. Um, yeah. I know I need to do some marketing and ads and things on social media, and I just don't want to do that. No sense to me. I mean, it makes sense to me, but I hate it. I hate it. I also don't have the money for that. Right now, I'm on this. I have this one in double, which is pretty good. Um, and I have this one in double as well, which is debatable. Um, and then I think I don't have this one, which I kind of wanted. Um, I might just go there because it's nice. But yeah, I would say the issue, not an issue, but the side part, the sad part, that this, right? These are class and good looking and shit. And right now, I uh, I got these. in plastic and shit. And the tiny, but it's good. Um, oh, that's interesting. Um, but that's good to know. Yeah, the printed logos are really good. I mean, it's really bad. I'm lying. I'm lying. Hmm. There is like plenty that I thought I didn't like, and then later I kind of liked more, just because I tried them a bit more on purpose, I'd say. So that's the thing. It's the thing. These pictures are really shit though. That's really bad. That's pretty good. I mean, that's a good investment. If you think it will take you 2 years to go through like one of these, which I feel like they're uh, like uh, bad, you know, um, are tiny, at least to me. They look tiny, they are tiny. Um, but if you think that this is like 2 years and it's 190, that basically means that uh, it's 25 cents per day for 2 years, roughly, maybe 30, which is really cheap. So, eh, yeah, so even if you don't put it every day, maybe, let's say you put it every other day, like Monday, yes, Tuesday, no, right? It's like €1 per day in total for a year, and 50 cents a day for like 2 years. Crazy. It's crazy. I do. I do. I put on perfumes all the time. I mean, all the time. Often. Like right now, I'm having the other one. God damn. Oh, oh, am I so tired? I mean, I know why, but golly, that's too much. That is too much. Too much tired. Bad. That is bad. Mm. In the morning, I have my gym stuff, like my gym clothes on. I might not put perfume when I go to the gym. Like I have some people in the gym that put perfumes at 6 a.m. just to go there, and that makes no sense to me. Unless you are someone that like sweat a lot and smell a lot, you want to cover that in the gym, but it makes no sense. Um, and I don't know if you're in the gym, you're in the gym. Though, though, there are some of the people that are in the gym in the morning with me that just think really, and it's really sad because like you know, I mean, I know now because I see them almost every morning, or every time that I'm there, And yeah, they just pass by, and I'm like, don't breathe. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, good. That's good. I mean, that's good. That's something. I don't know if it's good, but yeah. Yeah. This morning I went back to. I mean, I was on leg day today, and once one hold down for extend for like traction legs, and still there, like still there. Last for retraction, I'm at once like 155/70 kilos. Then extension, just full stack. Next step is going to adding these tiny 5 things, which is really false because like they have +5 labs or pounds and +5 kilos, as if 5 pounds and 5 kilos were the same. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. That is not the case. That is not the case. Let me turn into a slideshow for a second. There. That's interesting. I wouldn't personally do. I mean, I don't do stuff that make me sweat because sweat doesn't change shit. Again, if you are someone that think that sweating makes you lose weight, that is not the case. You're just losing water, and water is going to be taken back as soon as you need it. The losing weight happens when you do something that you do all the time, which is exhale. Um, your carbon dioxide is where and when you burn fat, basically. So the the reason why people go on walks, go on running, and yeah, that's the thing. Makes they hates. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I can do 120 because that's probably twice my weight. Eh, I also don't do like high intensity. I used to do high intensity and I just hate it. I I hate sweating in general. I hate being hot. So I'm not doing like a lot of intensity. While I'm at the gym, I just do like heavy lifts and yeah, harder for shorter amount of time. Like for example, the legs things for full stack, I can do 3 to 5 reps per session, and that's about it. Like not per gym session, like per set. Whereas um, arms, I'm doing like 6 to 8. In terms of curls and shit. Like I'm not doing 16,000 reps in a session or in a gym session. Something that we had a bit of a chat with Kat because she takes a long time and I take like 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes per session maximum. Like I do stretching in the beginning, exercise for something, shoulders, arms, legs, back, whatever. 2 of them, 3 of them, depends. And then I'm back home. Like it really takes no time. And that's enough. That is enough. The thing that I'm not doing that I should do more of is walking and I don't have any opportunity to go on a walk. Like the thing that I used to do when I was in Japan was just go explore around, um, and in here, I can't really go explore around because I know every fucking street, like all of them, with no exception. So, yeah, yeah. The thing is, I think I showed you that before. Maybe I didn't. I might have meant to show that before. Um, which is somewhere along the line of, I guess. Where you at? Not there. Supposed to be around here. There? No. Hmm. There. You know, that's my desk. So it's built in the wall, and therefore I can't make it stand up. That's that's not an option. So yeah, can't do much about it. Yeah, and I built it myself. Made sure that it was like in the hole that I have in my fucking wall because that, you know, French apartment. Um, and yeah. So let's go back to the standing desk and the research that have been made on top of that. Um, apparently, standing desks are not that good for you. There has been like some studies saying that basically you have like a worse posture while you are standing up, and standing up for repeating or for elongated period of time during the day, not that good for you. So you are better off getting a good chair rather than getting a standing desk. But the reason why people go for standing desk usually is because they want to have more activities, um, and have a bit of a not sitting all the time. And therefore, when you're standing, it's better. The thing is, most people, they put it up and then they leave it up for like 5 hours during the day. Um, but yeah, and yeah, most people sit and stand the wrong way, which is not the greatest thing. So, what I would recommend you to do, again, if you want like a standing desk, don't. The benefits of a standing desk is to have a bit more activity. Just go for a 5 minute walk. Like if you can, just you stand up, you you do something in your house, you do 5 squats, and then you go back sit. That's gonna be better than a standing desk. Standing desk, goddamn, I can't speak. That implies we're gonna end the stream soon. Have a good grocery shopping and appreciate it. Um, yeah, I mean, if you do the 10 minutes, 20 minutes up and then back down, um, I mean, if you want the standing desk, do that. But is it really worth it? Like, how much is it where you are to get like you know, What of these? Mm. Yeah, if you have work money to reorganize your space, yes, good. But otherwise, ugh. They're like this one specifically is the uh, solid wood that they have, which is really good, and they have like the really uh, chestnuts wood right there. I like a lot. I like a lot, but it's expensive. God damn, that's the same price. That's just that's just the legs, isn't it? Yeah. Damn. How much is that though in conversion rate? Because that's 1 million seems a lot. Yes. Also, you're right. Yes. And put it at the height that you like, and then leave it there. Uh, the thing is, if that's what you do, I would not use um, an electric one. I would use the one with the, you know, the IKEA one with the manual pulley thing. 480, 480, 840. God damn it, that's pretty good. That's okay. Um, 840 is okay, but still, goddamn, that's an expensive one. That is an expensive one, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. What's the I don't again, I don't know if that exists. There is like uh the one that YouTubers are recommending, the Flexi Spot. These ones, which the only reason why I'm recommending it is because you can find someone in your YouTube feed that's recommending, like Linus, for example, the Flexi Spot, and you could get like a discount from the YouTuber with their affiliate link or with their code or with whatever, and therefore get the thing for cheaper. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if the quality is as good as they say, but you know, just with that in mind, going through like potentials of finding like a flexi spot options that has like just the base and then you just add the board could be an option as well. So, you know, good to know. Good to have. If it if it's me and I have enough money, which is not the case, and I don't have like a weird ass flat like mine, I would go for the secret lab desk. Like if I could, I go with one of these just because it's good. It's so expensive. So expensive. God damn. I just love everything they've done for this. The the rail for the cable management, the fact that the rail at the top or at the back is like raising so that you can pass things through properly, the fact that the whole desk is magnetized. You have like power strips inside of the desk itself. All of that is so good. But it's so expensive. I mean, right now I'm looking at the Dark Knight version, so yeah, you know, like that makes so much sense. You have a power strip inside of the leg. It goes to the wall to there, and yeah, one of the best desk that happens to be um, presented was the Tron desk, which like the initial desk like this one. Um, there is a company that has created something like this where you basically have um, a screen embedded in your desk that is a touchscreen that would be pretty good. This one was pretty interesting in terms of outputs, but also it was extremely expensive and not that good in terms of reactivity. But yeah, it was interesting nonetheless. Real good. That's real good. I like it a lot. Yeah, I just want the thing basic. Yeah, no desk mat. Cool, 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 cool. Black, no mat. Magnus Pro makes more sense. And yeah, they have like so much shit in there that makes good. It's good added add-on addition, cable tray, power holder, all that, you know. Ah, I'm really happy with the desk that I built, but also I don't have a choice. So yeah, makes a lot of sense to me. I'm seeing something happening on the Discord, which is weird. Um, like all of that is interesting. I didn't know that I had the bot on. God damn. I don't know why. Um, I mean, a bot is not supposed to answer people, but apparently it is. So it happens. It happens. It could work. It could work. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm tired as fuck. So yeah. Hey, if you want like a standing desk, do that. If you have like a a provider that is giving you like something that is a bit cheaper than the one that you showcased earlier, that might be better. But you know, that's on you. You decide. You decide. At the end of the day, it's just what's available, what's good, the prices, all that, all the things that make sense, and then based on that, you decide. You know, makes all sense. Makes all sense. I must send you to Cat because because I can, but also because I'm tired as fuck. Yeah, but also you're probably tall based on the fact that, from the Viking countries. Terrakin, I'm pressing the raid button right now. That's what we're doing. That happens. That happens. Yeah. Bye bye. Thanks a lot for being here. As always, the VOD is going to be on YouTube for safekeeping, as well as of today, the beginning
It's
of the
muscle time!
God damn it, the beginning of the Figma bootcamp. So if you want to get a look at Figma, how it works, what it does, all that, go check it out. If you want to have early access and access to like the exercise that goes with each videos, you can join the Patreon. You know, that's the usual thing. And I shall be back on Friday if all goes well. If you want to learn Japanese, as always, use Can. It's pretty good. If you want to give me money, you can go on Patreon or
Mom!
buy you like it. I can do that now. I can do that now. Nonetheless, have a good rest of your day. Eat something, drink something, be kind to each other. And I'm going to do some pull ups while I'm blurred. Maybe. Bye.